All right, good morning, guys. What is up? So, right now, SNGX has come back up, hovering right around $2. I'd say that the break at $2, 205. This has got some room to move. This is a low float stock as well. So, positive phase three, that's the best phases that you can have to be positive. So, it's a really good press release. Other than that, I'm not seeing too much. Maybe Capper might continue from yesterday because of how good its press release was. That's a possibility. It dropped down to the 200-day here on the intraday chart, and it's coming back up. CREX. You guys know, if you guys have been with me, this pattern right here on the daily. One big green candle, one little red candle coming down about midways. This is a continuation pattern. There's not a ton of volume yet on CREX, but you can see it started popping up a little bit. Other than that, I really don't have it too much else on watch because I don't really like too much else. On Twitter, if you like a bigger play, Twitter had earnings and the stock dropped from 35 to 29. So it could be a rebound there. See if anything else has popped up on the scan yet that's worth looking at. No, I don't see anything else. And then the SPY, let's see. SPY dropping down, but starting to come back up a little bit. But yeah, right now it's pretty much only thing I see at the moment is SNGX. Now I did a scan just to see where volume is at so far in pre-market. And if you look, there's a lot of volume on UAVS. Let me put UAVS on here and take a look at it. But you got one oil stock that's, how many shares is that? It's got a lot of shares. That's up there, but what I was seeing, there's another oil stock too. But what I was seeing was American Airlines, Carnival Cruise, Norwegian Cruise, Southwest Airlines, Delta Airlines. So a lot of the airlines have some volume today. United Airlines, a lot of oil and tourism stocks, airlines and cruise lines. Let's see what they're doing. American Airlines come down. Let's see which one had the most volume. Yeah, American Airlines had the most volume. Carnival, CCL, come on. Yeah, so CCL coming down a little bit too. So there's no news on UAVS. It just made a nice strong climb all day yesterday and it's continued to climb. It's really high up though. That's a little risky to me. But we'll keep it on watch just because it does have a lot of volume. But we got 5 minutes till market open. If there's something I didn't see that you guys saw that I should have on my watch list, just let me know because I've been looking around and I haven't seen much. SNGX is still kind of on a downtrend at the moment, but well, actually no, it's actually above that downtrend line, so it's actually fine. Whoops. So yeah, this $2.205 area is going to be real strong resistance for SNGX, and if it breaks that though, like I said earlier, it's got a lot of room to run. It's got room up to at least 250 right here, and then after 250, $3, Little resistance at 275. But there's not a lot of major resistance. We're above all indicators on the daily chart here. So that $2 205 looks strong. Yeah, I would agree with that. There is earnings. There's a lot of earnings that came out today. So a lot of attention is going to be on those stocks. And tomorrow is a new month. I don't know why this seems to be the case, but every time there's a new month and the day before the new month happens, it's usually a slow day. Something psychological where traders are more cautious the last day of the month, and then they get excited on the first and trade, pretty gung-ho. So tomorrow will probably be, even though it's a Friday, tomorrow will probably be a decent day. But I'm kind of expecting that same thing today. That's going to be pretty slow. HTZ, let's take a look. Oh, this is Hertz. Hertz, pretty nice drop off here. From 546 to 386. If Hertz could find a bottom, I mean, this is a bigger company. And what is the float? Float's over 100 million, so maybe you can get a bounce. Looks like there's some support kind of right here where it's at, this 386 area. But yeah, maybe you can get a bounce for like 20 or 30 cents on this, but I wouldn't expect too much out of it. Only 1 million in volume so far. It's not going to rip big, but it does have potential for a little bounce because it did sell off pretty hard yesterday and sold off again here in pre-market so far. But I would be very patient on it. I would wait until after market open to see if it's going to drop down some more, because it could crack down some more. The low's all the way at 318. I'm not sure why it cracked down. Let's see what was yesterday's press release. Oh yeah, we talked about it yesterday. Got this dead cat bounce here and had a nice big move, but they came out with the bad, or they're talking about bankruptcy. So it's sketchy. Even though you could get a bounce, it's going to be sketchy because bankruptcy is not a good thing. So I'd just be careful on it. It's not something I'd want to touch. But it is at this bottom support right now. So, and then 350, which is where that little line hit at. So actually, it could drop down to 350 at market open. I'd watch out for that. What's up, One Life? Good morning. Just starting to get a little bounce right now. Just bounce from what? 383 to 394. But like I said, I'd wait till market open before I touch that. But yeah, I'm gonna be very patient today. I'm not gonna touch anything in the first 30 minutes. I don't care what pops up. I know I said that yesterday, and end up taking a stupid loss on that stupid trade I shouldn't even took. But then I made the nice win on CAPR, so it worked out. But it would have worked out better if I'd have just been patient. So got to be patient today, especially today, because there's not that much volume in the penny stock world at the moment. Let's see. Let's do another quick scan here. Make sure there's nothing that didn't pop up in the last little bit. 2, 3. Yeah, I don't see much. See, the most volume in the penny stock world is on UAVS and then SNGS. But UAVS, I just don't like how high it is. Like now we're breaking this 350 area. So now it's it's not even, if you look at the daily chart up here, it's not even on the chart. It's up off of the chart. So that's pretty high up. So any trade you may take on this it's It's going to be real sketchy unless it comes way back down to some type of support. So, let's see what happens. Ooh, top 10% gainer NASDAQ list. Everything just went red. Not that that really means anything, but that's could be. We're going to have a really slow day. Let's see if we had any big losses. No. Seeing it, SNGX selling off a little bit here. I'd like to see it come back down to this 170 area and hold up 170 as some support, and then make like a nice U shape back up to the $2 area. That's what I want on this. UAVS still going straight up. I would imagine this is going to get stuffed at $4. Without it having a good press release, I can't imagine it breaks through $4 and actually holds that area. It might quickly break through it, but I think it's going to come right back down as soon as it hits 4. There's a lot of selling at $3.95 already. Okay, now we're at 4. A lot of selling at 4, like I said. And you see it touched 4 and it dropped all the way back down to 380. Oh, there you go. See? Look here, all the way down to 380. So, like I said, I'd be very surprised to see this break $4 right now. See, SYNCX back down at that 175 now. Coming down a little lower. SYNCX comes all the way down to 155. That's 200. I'd really like that area, but that may be too sold off for it to do anything. I don't know. It's positive H3. You think this is going to do something at some point. LMPX. This crazy IPO. I'm going to add LMPX to the watch list just because. Let me watch it over the next couple of days. I don't know if it's going to do anything today, but when this IPO, this ran massively. And then it sold off since and hasn't really done anything, so I'll just keep it on watch just in case. So yeah, it bounced right there, right? Same candle as this one bounced off of so far. So we want to see if that's going to hold up or not. Now let's take a look, see what Capper's doing. Capper's selling off a little bit more. CREX. Not a lot of volume yet. Actually opened up a little lower than I would have liked, but we gotta wait until we see some volume on that. Okay, you're still selling off. Let's look. FAIM, nothing there. Yeah, nothing so far even popping up on the Sways scanner. Let's see, Capper's starting to push here at 750. Let's see. And 750 looks like it's going to break down. Capper needs to get back over 8 to really show some strength. $7 should be pretty strong support as well, because $7 was the major resistance line yesterday. So if $7 holds up, which so far it has, could be a decent entry possibly. Hertz so far, the nice little rebound. Like I said, the bankruptcy makes me nervous on Hertz. I wouldn't be too nervous to touch that. Make sure I'm in the 5 minute. Make sure my charts are right. Yeah, there we go. So I want to see a couple more candles hold up here in this 170 area for SNGX. So I just don't want it to sell off. But we see a couple more 5 minute candles kind of hold up in this area and start see it kind of curl around back up towards the VWAP. Maybe where we look. I can't imagine. Let's see. Okay, so it's testing that 168 area again. I just can't imagine. Oh, so UAVS did pop over 4, but very, very quickly. Yeah, it's probably gonna. I don't know. It's still bullish. It's still above the VWAP and the 9. But it not having a reason to run is pretty crazy. But we did see, what was it, Tuesday? When it's CREX that ran with no press, no PR, and it ran on this big massive run. So it's very possible that maybe UAVS is going to go on a crazy run. Who knows? So this is good here that we're getting people buying right when it hits this little support line, this 170 area. I'm showing a little strength. See SECO, nothing there. KR, nothing there. TRIB. Leaf's going straight up so far here. Deal with Hearst newspaper for 9.5 million. So they got to deal with the newspaper. I don't really know. Capper's pushing back up. Oh yeah. Yep. Really want this candle to close a little stronger than this. That's a big upper wick. But it's still got 2 minutes to close. Let's see, what was I looking at? It was Leaf. Leaf, lower float. A little bit of a deal. Press release come out 30 minutes ago. I'm actually going to add Leaf to the watch list for now. Just because it is getting some attention. Not a lot of volume yet. Just on this one candle. Let's see maybe if it keeps coming back up. CREX starting to come back up as well. So we got a couple of possible plays starting to shake out here. I'm going to take Hertz off. I'm not that big on Hertz. And Leaf all the way up to 160. One life's in on UAVS. 341. Oh, okay, this is starting to pop over the 200 here on CREX. Let's see. Yeah, $3 is going to be some resistance though. There's some potential on this play. So there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on. It's hard to... That's why I want to wait the first 30 minutes out. because you have potential on UAVS. You got potential on Capper. Got potential on SNGX. Got potential on Leaf. Got potential on CREX. I mean, it's not a bad problem to have, but I don't want to get caught up in anything stupid. Nice. One Life already getting a little profit in on UAVS. Well, I'm still leaning toward SG and SNGX. It's holding up so far. Give it a couple of more minutes. CREX all the way up to 315. So, man, this one might get moving. It's kind of went straight up so far. UAVS up to 380. So One Life's getting in there. Quick little scalps on UAVS. See Capper's slowly climbing up some more too. Let's see, it's trying to test 8. See if it breaks through 8. Looks like it's gonna try to break 8 here. Not a lot of selling at 8. Oh no, it got held up a little bit. I think my level 2 is off a little bit again, like it was yesterday, which is kind of annoying, but Leaf for the big pullback. I don't know, that Leaf press release isn't good enough to me, really. So I'm just going to take Leaf. I'm going to leave Leaf on just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Whoops. So UAVS looks like it wants to try to break that $4 area again. Doing a little bit of sideways consolidation here. And now it's starting to move up towards it. And let's see if it breaks here. A lot of sellers at 4 still. Whole ton of sellers sitting on the ask at 4. SNGX still testing this bottom support. So it needs to hold up a little longer. Yeah, there's definitely crazy resistance at 4 for sure. That's what I was saying when this opened up, that $4 is going to be real tough for this to break. Yeah, that's my concern on it. Capper with these ugly upper shadows. This candle can close over the VWAP though. It still's got some potential. SNGX is just being a little a little under the radar right now. It's showing some strength. It keeps getting bought up as soon as it drops down to these areas. But it just hasn't had much buying volume come in to push it up any further yet. Just kind of consolidating. Oh, CREX just broke over 3. So I missed that. Let's see. I feel like I've missed the initial move on CREX. I mean, it's already moved 68 cents. And right now it's still trying to break 3. It's getting hung up in that $3 area. Capper coming way back down. SNGX still slow, still holding here. Yeah, actually, let's see. LNPX coming up a little bit. LNPX, this is an interesting little pattern. There you go. Nice job, One Life. One Life getting in there as always, killing it. Killing it. I think I'm going to take Leaf off. It's not really moving at all. Even though this is trying to break $3. Let's see, let's see, what is this? 329. So CRX has some real strong resistance at 330. I kind of need a pullback or something on it first. Because so far we've just been going straight up. Hey, there you go. Let's see. UAVS kind of curling a little bit unless it sells off here. So UAVS might try to go for a run if it can hold up the VWAP. So if SNGX can hold up and start making a little bit more of a move up here in the next 10-15 minutes. That's what I'm going to be looking for. See Twitter out, going back up to 30. See CREX going to pull back maybe a little bit. It's trying to find support at $3 right now, which would be a nice strong sign if it holds up 3. There you go. First round's on One Life. First round is on him, getting in there with a, in my opinion, a pretty ballsy play, but good play. Bounce off of that 9 EMA for this little move up. Nice little scalp. I like it. Let's see here. And what I'm looking for is if UAVS starts selling off and it doesn't rip $4, and if Capper sells off and doesn't rip, and CREX starts selling off, and it doesn't do anything else. That leaves SNGX on the list as the only guy who's not sold off yet. So if in the next 10 minutes if SNGX starts showing it wants to come back up towards the 9 in the VWAP, I may look for an entry. Right now it's still a little too sketchy because it could just sell off, because all we're doing is consolidating sideways. So now it's going to test this bottom support again right here. So let's do it. Let it do its thing for a little bit longer. CREX is starting to kind of curl over. So that may be all it had. But it's still above the VWAP. So if it holds above the VWAP, and there might be a chance on there. I'm still not Xing this one out yet. The UAVS is getting squeezed. This is a tight squeeze. This is a little flag or pennant or wedge or whatever you want to call it, but it's a triangle. That's all that matters. This is a tight squeeze triangle. So this could go either way. This is either going to have a nice breakthrough 4 soon, or it's going to sell off pretty hard soon, probably back down to 3. So it's a little sketchy right now. Capper looks ugly. So SNGX has cracked that support. So now I don't want nothing to do with SNGX. That's why I stayed out of it. Try to be patient. Let it figure out which way it wants to go, and it wants to go down. So I'm not touching it right now. So now, what's going on here? We go. UAVS with a ton of volume too. 42 million so far in volume. I don't know on the squeeze. I don't like it yet. LMPX popping up a little bit here. If it breaks 650, it doesn't have a lot of volume though. But if it breaks 650, it'll have room to 690 and 7, and that's going to be pretty strong resistance. Yeah. You need a lot of volume for it to break through those areas. Now there is still a minute and 20 seconds for this candle to close. If it can get back over 167, 168, if this candle can close there, then there still might be an opportunity on SGBX. But it needs to get back up over that support. This candle needs to close back up over that support, and it's got a minute to do it. So UAVS still in this triangle. And CREX starting to push back up a little bit. Remember, like I said, 325, 330. Come back on this chart. Yeah, 330. That area is going to be tough for CREX, but if it breaks over 325, 330, it's definitely got some room 350 will be another resistance. Really, it needs to break. They're not that big a resistance, though. Let's see. So this just opened outside of the triangle. So that's showing some strength. Why does UAVS have so much volume if it doesn't have a press release? The last press release was on the 28th. That's 2 days ago, and it wasn't that good. Looks like it wants to try to break here, though. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's breaking that $4 mark now. MWK. And MWK has been slowly coming up. See, LMPX is still slowly riding up. Let's see if it's going to make a new high a day. It's got to break 424 for new high a day. There's a lot of selling it. It looks like it's going to. Yeah, there goes new high a day. This is such a... I mean, this is 2 days of the stock running and it's up so high. It just makes me so nervous to try to get in on it. Because it could turn around at any moment and just be done. And there's no reason for it to be running like this, which makes me nervous. Oh, let's see. CREX popping up all the way up to 330 so far. Looks like it's going to break through, too. ITP. ITP... No, I wouldn't touch ITP. It's got a public offering. I wouldn't touch it. QEP. That's interesting. QEP. Whoops. That's a QEP. Okay, let's see real quick. Let me look back at SNGX. Okay, SNGX still looks bad. It's a very large float. You're not going to get much of a move on this, even if it does. Like you can see, I mean, it doubled in price from here to here, but that's a long ways. I mean, you might be able to get like a 10 or 20 cent move out of this, maybe. It does have volume. I'm going to keep an eye on it and we'll look at it. CRX all the way up to that 350 area. Oh, there's Daniel B. Yeah, Daniel B's back. He's back in the chat. Did anybody capitalize on CREX today? I mean, I've called it out in the chat this morning, or not in the chat, but in the Facebook group at 8 o'clock. Just wonder if anybody got anything on this, because I kind of missed it being patient, because I wasn't sure how much it was actually going to run, but this is a good move. This is almost $1 move so far. Capper selling off. Capper's looking pretty ugly so far. So SNGX, okay, now if this can be the bottom of this U shape. Might be a big old U shape. But the top of this candle, the bottom of this candle is right where the SNGX just hit on these last two candles. If I could draw a line. So you can see top, bottom, bounce, bounce. But it's still got to come back around. It's going to take a while for that happens if it gets that play. UAVS is definitely showing some strength, trying to hold up $4 of support now. QEP dropping down. Let's see, Capper. This $7, like I said, that $7 was strong resistance yesterday, so if it can hold up $7 support again, could be some potential there. CREX all the way back down to the VWAP so far. What is Rand Capital? This is a nasty looking chart on the daily chart on Rand. Oops. So UAVS still pushing new highs a day. I mean, it is above all indicators. It's extremely bullish, but it's just way up here. And $5 is probably going to be really tough for this to break, even if it does keep running. I don't know. If I don't start seeing a good setup, I may have to just look for a scalp on something. Capper bouncing there. $2.99. See UAVS popping up to 450 now. Let's see what it looks like at 450. NAT, we'll take a look at NAT. I want to see if this is going to break 450 first. Or at least want to see how much selling's at 450. Unless it's going to not get up there. Having a little trouble right now. The NAT is coming up, bouncing off of the 9 on the daily chart. How much volume has it had? It doesn't look like it's had much well, it's had some volume. I mean, maybe it needs to break this 200 day, and it's probably gonna have a pullback. It's kind of in a risky area right now To me, it needs some type of pullback. There you go. Nice 20-cent gain. That's what I'm starting to think is maybe I'm just going to try to go for a little scalp and make just a little profit today. That was busted right through 450. See, SNGX starting to slowly come back up a little bit. Got bought up all three candles right there at that bottom support. Is that bottom support at 163? Yeah, 200 days there too. Yeah, but the big difference between Capper and UAVS and why I'm not as gung-ho to jump in on this is because Capper had a great press release. UAVS does not have a press release. There's no catalyst. There's no reason for this to be running as much as it is, which makes me extremely nervous. Like, if running like this, if it had a press release saying, you know, something crazy, something great, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's get in right here at the break of $4 and ride this thing up. But it's just so risky that, because like, why is it running? Can anybody answer that question? Does anybody know why it's running other than it has volume? There's no like catalyst, or at least I'm not aware of it. So that's how I feel about that. But I think I might try to get an entry here on SNGX in a second. It's held up down here. This is pretty low support. That's what I'm kind of starting to lean towards. Like UAVS is running, but I can't. If it runs all day, that's great. But I just can't see it doing that. Not without a reason. I mean, it very well could, but I just can't buy it that high up. That's true. I mean, you guys are right. You're not wrong. It does have volume and attention. But at the same time, when everybody decides they don't want to play this anymore, then it could turn around. So I have no idea at what point this is going to turn around at. I have no indicators. I mean, it is bullish. It's got plenty of room to run if it can break 5, but at the same time, you gotta scalp it. There's no, I don't know. I just can't do it. Me personally, I can't do it. I feel like it's too risky. It's so high up. It's not been this high in over a year, maybe even ever. Let's look at the max chart and see. Yeah, it's never been this high in the history of its company. So I can't touch it. Maybe if I see an entry for a quick scalp, possibly, but I just can't. I can't justify getting in it. Like, it had to be a scalp. Yeah, I mean it's a nice big run. I mean, if you can get a quick scalp on it, like One Life did, or like Mark did, or whatever. But yeah, exactly. That's not a good enough reason for the stock to run from $1 to $5. That press release that it had on the 28th. Or at least I don't think it is. So, I mean, if it keeps running, it keeps running. But I'm not going to... I just can't risk it. I can't... I feel like I'm chasing. Like, this feels like an extreme chase. You know, on Capper yesterday, we got in down, you know, before it broke back above the VWAP and stuff. Way up here, you know. I mean, it's not... There's nothing there to make me want to buy it. Exactly, the FOMO. I'm still interested in SNGX. SNGX has positive phase 3 study for lymphoma treatment, and it's not done anything yet because everything else has had attention, but this is the only one with a press release that makes sense for it to run. It doesn't have a lot of volume yet, and it could just sell off and do nothing, but 163. Yeah, I'm gonna go on SNGX right here at 168, and I'm just gonna have a stop loss right under 163. So I'll be risking like 12, 13 bucks. I'm fine with that. A little bit of risk, potential high reward. Has a great press release. It just needs buying volume to start coming back in and pushing up. So if I lose, I lose. 12 bucks, whatever. But I feel a lot better getting in here, down here at the support area, than trying to chase UAVS for a scalp or anything. It is all the way up to 5 though. UAVS is just running. It's just purely running. But because it's never been this high before, $5 is going to be really tough. I mean, you have a stock that was under $1 running all the way to $5 for the first time ever, and you know that's a pretty big leap with no real reason. And it broke right through $5. But let's see if $5 holds up. That's where my that was my guess of where this would stop running at, is $5. It was a 49 star. I mean, that's true. I'm just saying like off of where do you see it was a. Oh, I didn't see this earlier. My chart must have, when I went to max, all I saw was 30 cents way back here. I didn't see this way up here. But I don't know, it has reverse stock splits or whatever, who knows. Well, I mean, it does have potential to run maybe big. I don't know. We'll see. In any case, it's not been this high in over a year, at least. It's not even been over $1 in a year. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how high it gets, but like I said, $5 is gonna be tough. No matter what the case is, $5 is gonna be extremely tough. And you can see it tried to break through $5, and now it's came back down almost 60. Actually, it came back all the way down. So it came back down $1 from hitting $5. So that's your big sell-off point. It could keep running the rest of the day, but who knows? And SNGX quiet, no volume. It may be like 30 minutes, maybe an hour before SNGX ever does anything. But as long as it holds up in this area and keeps slowly climbing, that's what I'm looking for. I still have enough funds to maybe make another trade if I see a scalp somewhere that I like. But yeah, I can't touch a stock that's ran that far. I've been burned too many times on stocks running like this with no catalyst, and then they just crash out at any point. CREX starting to kind of lean over. See LNPX. LNPX still slowly climbing. See this QEP thing. QEP. I don't really like it that much. It's too big of a float on QEP in my opinion. Twitter coming back down. Bitcoin making some moves and different things. So you could have got an easy little bounce scalp right here, you know, that's a sell off on the 4.8 and got a little 40-cent little bounce there. So I mean, there is potential to scalp on this play. I'm just not. I don't know. I just been burned in the past on these type of plays, and I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do it. Capper, man, Capper could not get a continuation. It's bearish now. I'm gonna take Capper off the list. Twitter kind of rolling over. I'm gonna take Twitter. I just had Twitter up there just to watch it, but CREX, actually the CREX doesn't have a lot of volume yet, but right at the moment it's kind of see, what is this? MTDR. This has been going straight up. Higher float stock. MRKR. MRKR coming up to this $3 area. Not a lot of volume yet, but if it could break $3, it could run. If it gets volume. This Rand's still ugly. SNGX still doing its thing. It's kind of maneuvering around. It's a big seller at 167 on SNGX. Guy's gonna have to get taken out. Whatever. CREX starting to pop back up. The 9 just crossed the VWAP. VXRT, I actually saw VXRT this morning. Had some type of press release on it or something. Let's see, yeah. It didn't have a lot of volume right at the moment, but it does have a little bit of a pattern on it. Needs to break over 325. That's where I'd be looking at, is for it to break 325. And then it's got room up to maybe 340, 350, 370. I mean, there's some potential there. It could be a slow mover today. It might not. Might take all day for it to really get going if it's going to. About 5 million in volume so far. See, SNGX starting to pop back up a little bit. Where'd I get filled? Okay. SNGX just slowly still climbing up a little. Was it KLXE? KL? Yeah. No press release, but yeah, I like the chart pattern. Chart pattern break of 167, the 50 day. Could pop up to 2, maybe even further with volume. Just doesn't have a lot of volume at the moment. A million in volume. CREX making a little bit of a U shape here. I don't know if it's going to run much more or not, though. Maybe one more test of 350 on this. UAVS is starting to push down. Ooh. Yeah, UAVS starting to get real sketchy. It just does that. It doesn't, if you're on a cash account, it doesn't matter about how many. You can trade as much as you want as long as your funds are settled with a cash account. It's going to say that. I think mine says that, yeah. So you can see there on mine, it says it too. Day trades left 3. But I've traded more trades than 3 trades this week. I've traded like 6 or 7 trades, so, you know. As long as you're on a cash account, you're good. You don't have any problems. So UAVS trying to test $4 support here. $4 cracks. This is going to come down pretty hard, I would imagine. Yeah, no problem. As long as you're on a cash account, you're fine. Cash account is your money, so they can't tell you what to do with your money. They can make it take longer for it to settle. That's why it takes, 48 hours for any cash you use to settle, but they can't tell you how many trades you can make. And see, margin you're trading with their money because they're loaning you 4-to-1 or 6-to-1 leverage on top of your money. So if you're trading with their money, then they can put rules on you. So I'm half tempted to see if I could try to get a little bit of this on CREX because it is making this nice little U shape, and UAVS is cracked pretty hard, and SNGX still isn't doing anything yet. It's slowly creeping, which is what I was wanting it to do. It's nice little slow creep, getting bought up down here, and just slowly push back up over the 9 and maybe push back to the VWAP, and we could start to see volume come back into this. But right here at the moment, CREX could get some attention again. See, SNGX, don't... Of course, SNGX could do nothing as well. It could just go sideways all day. But doesn't have a lot of volume, so it doesn't really matter. See, CLEX. Oh, this is coming up that 140 area. Don't sell off on me now, SNGX. SNGX got some a little bit of support at 166. And UAVS dropped pretty quick to 368 and then back up above the 9 and the... See, that's just sketchy to me. That's so sketchy. That big lower shadow, I mean, it did get bought up, but... The fact it tested that support that hard is kind of gross. LIVX, what are you doing here? LiveX Media. See VXRT going sideways. LMPX, that doesn't look good. And like I was saying in pre-market on at the beginning of the stream, you know, it is the last day of the month. So traders could be very cautious. Well, they obviously wasn't cautious with UAVS and CREX, but we could see volume die off at some point, maybe. Like I said on SNGX, this could be an all-day thing. I mean, it's just going sideways. It could still sell off, but you know, whatever. I expected positive phase 3 for at least to try to get back to the VWAP at least. And UAVS still holding up. Nasty, nasty, nasty. KLXE gaining some volume. Yeah, man, if it pops, it's going to be quick. This is not going to be a very big move on this. It's going to be very quick. If it does start to get some volume, because it's going to be real pumpy. So like maybe up to $2. $24 shares. But KLEX does not have a press release or a catalyst. It's just a straight chart pattern play if it breaks the 50. It's kind of getting squeezed between the 9, the 20, and the 50. And if it does get enough volume, it could have a very quick pop. But it would be very quick. It'd be something I wouldn't want to stay in very long if it does happen. Alright, CREX sold off. So that's what I was waiting to see. Because it wasn't really doing much, but it was kind of creeping up. So that's done. So that's the run it got. First rip is all this is going to do, most likely. VXRT starting to point down. So nothing there for me. We'll take it off. But yeah, it is getting some tension. I mean, it's very possible it could get a squeeze, a little squeeze rip if it breaks over the 50. Let's see, where's the 50 exactly at on this? 162. So it's got to break 150, and if it breaks 150, then it's got to break 162. UAVS still doesn't know. Still looks like it might drop off here. Still testing the $4 support and the 9. This guy's still slowly climbing. I mean, it is, man, see, the problem is it's way off of the VWAP right now. The VWAP's down at 130. And to break that 150 and 160 area, it's got to come up even more, which puts it even higher off the VWAP. So that's why I don't feel good about it. Even though it's a nice little squeeze pattern chart. I just don't think if If it does get a chance to rip, it's not going to rip very much. Let's see, I don't like how this is kind of curling down now. SNGX may end up selling off down to the 200, but I don't know yet. Well, it's just going sideways, so it doesn't matter. UAVS still trying to hold up. TRIB, what are you doing? Let's see. Nothing there yet, really. Oh, this guy just got halted. AVEO. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? They reported earnings, and their earnings don't look great. Let's see. The EPS down. They're showing losses. $33 million in cash. Oh, they're basically saying the cash and the cash equivalence is going to allow them to continue whatever they're working on for the second quarter. And just got halted right at the 200 day here. And that was AVEO, 16 million shares. Let's put AVEO up here on the watch list for now. I want to see what it does out of this halt. It's probably going to come back down, hitting that 200, but who knows? It's a pretty predictable play, though. At the break of that 550 area. He got a decent entry. But I didn't see this till just now. SNGX needs to start climbing back up some. This is just too much sidewaysness. We've just been going pretty much straight sideways. I mean, we're still building a little bit higher lows, but... So when did this get halted? This got halted a minute ago. THMO. Where did you go, THMO? I don't think I have enough. Yeah, oh, wow. Yeah, THMO making a nice move. Straight up. Just straight up. But look at this perfect U shape right here. Look at that perfect U shape. That's beautiful. All the way up to 9. Nasty. To 920. Looks like, oh, it's still pushing up. And no press release on THMO either. So we are, oh, and it just got halted. We are in a pump and dumping market. This is very pump and dumpy. UAVS running for no reason. THMO running for no reason. This one's really running for no reason. I mean, it's had bad earnings, but they said they had enough money to get through. That's, I guess, a decent press release. So we are in a very pumpy market. So I may just have to switch to strictly scalping if this continues. We'll see. Let's see. It's gonna be hard to say. We'll see what happens next week. Next week will be a new week, new month. UAVS starting to crack here. See, AVO still hasn't unhalted yet. Yeah, UAVS still testing that support. What's this guy doing? So you see this guy hit 150, so that's that resistance. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. SNGX may sell off here. If that 163 don't hold up, then it could definitely sell off. Where's my 161? Okay, there we go. That was a nice little push back up. That was nice to see. So yeah, people are still buying it down here at that support. As soon as it hits 165, getting bought right back up. Might actually start getting above the 9 here soon, possibly. Some volume coming. Some buying starting to come in on KLEXE. This could get pumped. See, even if it breaks 150 though, it's still got that 50-day to break at 162 or whatever. Oh, and it just did break over 156. 162. That's going to be strong resistance, though. Alright, guys. I'm going to take a little intermission here. I don't really have anything. Oh, let's see. This just opened up. AVEO. Let's see what it does. $200's at 646. So it's got a little ways to go down if it's going to. Looks like it's going to keep pushing up, though. Trying to break 7 here. Struggling with 7. UAVS is really starting to look pretty ugly if they keep selling off little bits at a time. But yeah, I'm going to take a little intermission here just because it looks like I'm going to be sitting here for a while. But yeah, so give me just a couple of minutes, guys, and I'll be right back. Yeah. All right. So it looks like I haven't really missed much. Besides THMO getting halted, but couldn't really do anything there. SNGX starting to crack though, so it may sell off. Let's see. Yeah, it may sell off. That's what I was starting to worry about. Yeah, there it sold off. So $15 loss on positive phase 3. What a day. What a day. Oh well. I guess because it's positive phase 3 on something that's not coronavirus, that's the reason why it didn't do anything. Unfortunate. So now, I mean, I have enough to try to look for something else. To try to get maybe a scalp on something, but I don't have a lot of funds. So I might get 70 shares on UAVS. I'm going to go here on UAVS and then see if I can get some type of quick little scalp on it. Now it's above the VWAP and the 9. But it could sell off, so we'll see. Let's see if it gets another little quick bounce or something up to 450 or something. 403. I was selling at 430. And they're starting to slowly get taken out. Did I get filled at 425? Okay, that's not bad. Coming back down a little bit here. When's this candle close? We got 2.5 minutes for this candle to close. It needs to close over the 9, or this is going to be done. And I know I said I wasn't going to touch this, but I'm not risking too much. I'm only going 70 shares just to see if we can get back up to 450. Maybe I can at least make my loss back on SNGX on a quick little scalp. It's starting to look ugly. It's starting to look real ugly. If this VWAP doesn't hold up, I got to get out of this. There's a lot of selling starting to come through. I'm going to give this the 4. Oh, yeah, it's starting to crack. See if we can close over 4, but this is getting real ugly. I don't want this to dump on me. Buy it, getting bought up at 4 here. See if it can hold up 4. See if this candle closes at least above the VWAP. So we got 30 seconds for this to close over 4. If this does not close over 4, it's probably going to dump. So close just right above the VWAP. That's real sketchy. It's It's really testing that $4 support. It's starting to crack. There's a lot of selling starting to come. Yeah, I'm getting out of this. I'm worried this is going to crack. It's getting real heavy. I don't like it. It's what I was worried about in the first place with this stock. It's testing that $4 support too hard. I mean, it may still could move up, but it's too nerve wracking because if it cracks this 395 area, then it's going to come down pretty hard. And what I was looking for was because it was back above the VWAP in the 9 right here where I got in at, but I should have waited for that candle to close to see. See, now we're starting to test that 395 support. We tested 4 and it cracked, and now it's cracking 395. So, yeah. Yeah, this could go either way, but this could easily just dump. I mean, those little small support lines, the next 382 is next support possibly, and if that cracks 370, these are real tiny support lines. They're not that strong of support lines. And now it really looks like it's going to dump. At this point where I got in it still had potential to keep on kind of U-shaping back up, or at least maybe try to pop to 450, but now it's just getting pretty bearish, so nothing there. SNGX hasn't sold off yet. SNGX could start coming back up now, maybe. I don't know. AVEO is a little bounce there off of the VWAP. Yeah, so I saw what I lose. I lost 20. I lost $35 on 2 trades today. So, just a pump and dumpy market today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to be very cautious again tomorrow, just because it's Friday, but at the same time it is a new day, so it could be a hot day, but seeing... I don't know, this market's so sketchy right now. Yesterday we had Kappa run on good news on a COVID treatment. SNGX today cracking and not doing anything on positive phase 3, and UAVS running on just pure momentum, no catalyst or anything. So the consistency is not here, that's for sure. What's the SPY doing? SPY's still trying to rebound a little bit from the sell-off it had. $294. AVEO May try to re-break 7. There could be something there possibly, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, but yeah, I don't think. I don't think. I don't know what I think. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, suggestions, or ideas, anything like that, go ahead and get them in. We'll give the stream about 10 more minutes here, 5 or 10 more minutes to answer any questions or anything anybody has. And then we'll see what's going to happen tomorrow. We'll see what May brings. See if we're going to start getting some consistency or something in the market, or if things are going to be crazy still for a while. SNGX still slowly coming back up. NNDM, let's see where'd it go. NNDM with a nice move up so far. 20-cent move on this smaller price stock. No, tomorrow's Friday, and Fridays are always tricky, so I'm gonna be very cautious tomorrow. Right now, you really gotta be cautious every day. If I feel like every single Monday I've been going pretty gung ho, and then nothing is working out on Monday. There's too many stocks ripping, too many press releases, and they're doing little rips, and it's hard to pinpoint what's gonna do what. So tomorrow I just want to see what kind of the overall feel of the market is in the morning. But no, I'm not going to be going. I'm not going to be going big tomorrow, even if it is hot, because it is Friday and it's too sketchy. Fridays are always sketchy, and I'd say probably most likely it's going to be another pumpy day where we have stuff like UAVS ripping for no reason, and different things like that. How did CREX ever do besides that one run? Oh no, that's all I got was that one run. Okay. So yeah, I'd say it'll be probably pretty pumpy tomorrow, but yeah, I don't plan on going too heavy. I don't even want to make that many trades tomorrow. Maybe one trade if I see something that I think has some potential. Or maybe I'll just switch to scalping, which is the other thing I was thinking. If next week, if Monday is still looking pretty sketchy, I might just try to scalp Monday as well. Because the consistency's not here. There's no consistency whatsoever. And that's what we want to see change, is start to see some consistency in these lower price stocks. But we just haven't there's no trend. There's not really a trend or anything. It's kind of all over the place. Let me check some of these oil plays, see what they are up to today. Yeah, so there's some potential on some oil plays to get some small moves, but nothing crazy. SNGX still testing more bottom support. But yeah, that's what I've been thinking this whole week, is I might switch to scalping. The profits won't be very big on if I start scalping, because I'm not using that big of account, but right now I'm not. I'm taking small losses here and there, and I got the one big win on Capper yesterday, which kind of made up for all the losses this week. Put me about break even on the week. But yeah, at least with scalping, I can try to be consistent. with that and just get quick little moves on trades. I don't know. We'll see. Every month can be different. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, and then see what Monday brings, and then try to maybe readjust. It's hard to say because it's just such a inconsistent market right now. Every day it changes. I'd like to see the SPY get back over 300, and that would probably make a lot of people feel better about investing back in the stock market, which could bring some volume back in. Like right now, it's just kind of iffy. A lot of uncertainty still, and that's just gonna cause issues until we get some type of consistency. It's gonna be tricky. But yeah, I mean that's been one of my biggest problems since this all started is everything's just been so inconsistent. Because we'll see something work like yesterday. Capper with the great press release run big, and then today SNGX has a great press release and it's done nothing, and UAVS has run big. So that's like that's what you gotta look at. Like the consistency is crazy. The only play to me that was actually somewhat consistent today on any basis was CREX. And that's just because of this continuation pattern. You have the big green candle, the little red candle about midways down, and then you get a little bounce up. Sometimes they can even go even higher, but this move from 450 up to, I'm sorry, was it 250 up to 350? That was kind of pretty consistent with this pattern. But other than that, see, this guy couldn't break either. So yeah, just gotta keep maneuvering around until we get into a consistent market. Just try to keep losses small as possible and try to get as much out of the wins when you can. But yeah, we'll see, guys. But that's it for me today. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, and try to figure out what this market's going to do. So, you guys have a great rest of your day. Until next time.